Welcome to another solo life podcast by yours truly, and tonight I'm joined by Connor The Pitbull Meanwell for his second episode with us. We're a bit on location tonight. We're in the Prince Rupert pub in Newark. Absolute gorgeous building. I wish I could show you the building, but
Civil War, isn't it?
yeah, what are they? They're balls, aren't
English Civil War.
they? You know what I mean,
What?
I didn't notice that.
I never did know that.
You can't do that. You make them out? Anyway, it's a really gorgeous building. Connor's back here. We spoke 9 months ago.
Yeah,
I believe.
Sometime.
I think it was 9 months.
No, it was September, wasn't it, last year? It's about a year ago.
Was it really?
No.
No, the old video is 9 months old.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. But we probably spoke about a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time. No, I remember, yeah.
And that was on your prep for the Elite East Midlands, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was in the amateurs then, and I was already underway in the amateurs. And
Boxing, by the way, if anyone doesn't know Connor or seen the first episode.
And I remember because we were talking, me saying that I was after the East Midlands, the Elite East Midlands belt, which I lost to the guy in the Nationals. Because the guy who did the bolt beat me in the Nationals, and I thought I won as well, like what first time, and I thought nah. And I did say this on a podcast as well on the last one.
Yes,
that I said, you know, I will get it back and beat him, and lo and behold, I did, and I wanted to capture that little moment. I said it on the video because I just thought. But then again, because the guy, he's actually nice. Jabrail, his name is. He's actually a nice guy anyway. But I thought, no, because
competition's competition.
Yeah, it's in competition, yeah. But I'm not an arsehole, like, out of competition. You know what I mean? Especially now. I think since that podcast, everything's been a roller coaster, really.
You've had some up and downs, haven't you, to say the least?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's life at the end of the day.
It is, yeah.
I think if I go from, we're in September now, aren't we?
Yeah.
So if I go from September last year, it's been a complete roller coaster. You know what I mean? From last year, I was dealing with some problems, and then cracked on with my amateur, and I said, I want as much fights, as possible to gain that last drop of experience, because I spoke about going pro. That's what I did. I ended up winning the title. I had such highs, and everyone's obviously seeing the recognition, all the years of hard work, and
I think you were challenged for the title, weren't you?
Yeah, I was challenged 18 days straight after I defended the title. Honestly, I didn't mess about that last season, and I've done a lot, and then obviously I took a bit of a break, and then like everything, you go up and then you come back down, because I had some personal issues to sort out and stuff like that. Took a bit of a break after the season, and then and here and now, ready to start my next big journey,
which is
going professional.
It's turning pro.
Yeah, turning pro, mate.
The announcement for that is in 3 days, isn't it?
What we're now, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
This podcast's out, it'll all be over the local social media.
Yeah, so I finished. Well, I had my whole background in martial arts and combat sports in general, which we went over in the first podcast. But just a quick one, started off kickboxing. I had tons of kickboxing, and then into K1 kickboxing, and then into amateur boxing. I had tons and tons of competitions experience, and it was one of them like where people were saying, when are you going to go pro? When are you going to go pro? Like pro, and it was like, life in general was in the way. I got all the things, you know what I mean, and it was just a case of like biding my time. And when I was ready to do so, and then major things like COVID was a pain in the fucking arse, honestly. Yeah. Because obviously,
I listened to a podcast about that, Eddie Bravo today.
Oh yeah.
Joe Rogan, he heard that.
No, why?
Yeah, it's a new one. You haven't been on for like 2.5 years. I love.
Oh, I sent you put an upload on that because
they call a lot about the scamdemic.
Well, when I'm at work, I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff like that because it's just tedious what I'm doing because I'm by myself in a van, driving a van. You know what I mean? Fucking, I can't sit there.
I don't know. Like today, I've been like clearing out the back garden, headphones on, podcast on. You're all right, aren't you?
Yeah, but
anyway, carry on.
But no, yeah. So finally going pro, which is about time, really. At the end of the day, because
you've done the graft, haven't you?
Oh, I have. I've done the graph, and a lot of the best feedback I've got of people when it comes to boxing and stuff like that is, it's about time. I deserve it, and next journey I've already got a lot of people interested, want me because they all know what I'm about now. They all see me in action. They all.
Don't mess about.
I bring the entertainment, and I do make it exciting. I mean, when I defended the belt against a guy, because what happened was when I won the belt, the Elite East Midlands belt, I was meant to challenge it at 67 kg, which is welterweight. At the time, they changed the weights now, but welterweight. But there was something like with the guy who couldn't meet the weight, so. He said, right, okay, you two will compete for the 71 vacated belt, the Elite East Midlands belt, for that, which is light middleweight. So I won that, and then that means I'm competing at a weight that's not my weight.
What is your fighting weight? 67?
67.
What do you walk around at now?
Probably about 73. But competing weight, because... I mentioned this before. When I can walk about 73, 72, but the guys who's competing at that weight are a lot bigger.
You seen Paddy the Baddie?
Yeah, what I mean.
He's a right fat fucker.
He gets massive.
He's not. Sorry, Paddy, if you see this, don't smash your face in. But
no, he gets massive, doesn't he?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So,
what's the increments in the weights? Is it 67 then 71?
Well, it was, but then they changed that towards the end of the season.
Is that for amateurs or is that?
Yeah, that's just for. Well, that is just for the amateurs, but
right,
they changed it like to the pros weight. So something like that. I don't know. To be fair, when it got towards the end of the season, I wasn't really listening because I knew it was going to be my last season anyway. And but with that being said, it's like 71. I'm competing against bigger lads now, and I've just won the title at that weight, so I've got no choice but to defend it against bigger lads.
Yeah.
And then obviously I defended it. The guy's fucking huge. I'm defending it at his home show. At his home show, his backyard like sort of thing. And I remember after I won that fight, I looked to my left. I saw his girlfriend wanted to jump into the ring and have a fight with me.
His girlfriend.
His girlfriend was like proper going at me. I think, what the fuck did I do? Like, it's not my fault. It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
I love watching women like. You have videos of women honestly, when they go outside nightclubs and stuff. They're animals. Animals.
But honestly, it was that was a wild fight. And I thought I almost put him away as well. Because the first, like Isham, because Isham was my amateur, last amateur, to finish off my amateur career. He just said to me, go out there, stick it on him. Because he was the bigger man, he's about your height compared to me, you know what I mean?
There's a big difference when you're fighting.
Yeah. So, but he's, thin, and, like, shredded to it. And he just said, go out there, stick it on him straight away, and just insert dominance straight up. Don't let him gain that distance, his range and stuff like that. And I did, and I kept slipping his jab, and I kept slipping to the left, and then following up with a straight left hook, and I just caught him like 3 times in a row. And I thought, oh, he's gonna go. When you land a good shot, you're like, oh, he's going, he's going. You know what I mean?
You feel him rock a bit.
But yeah, after I defended that, I had a couple more belts. I had a lot that last season, and yeah.
There we are.
Well, yeah, I took a bit of a break because I had a lot the last season, and I went down sparring. Carl Greaves gym with some of the pros down there.
Where's he moved to now?
Carl Greaves?
Yeah.
Just where, his new gym?
Yeah.
Just above, where Anytime Fitness is. You know, above like Atrium or Bowling Alley or something. Yeah. It looks amazing.
It's a good place.
Yeah, it's amazing. Trust me, it's good. And, but yeah, I went down there, I sparred with a couple of lads, he's impressed. You know what I mean? And I said to him as well, because this is just before I went on my break. So this is towards the end of my amateur career. And I said, look, I'm going to go on a long break anyway. Because I just had a long, season. I had loads of, fights within that season. I finished it off, good. But then I got like my family and that, got personal things to sort out, work and stuff like that. And then so I said I'm just going to go on a break. So I went on like a 2-month break, and then I come back into it and spoke to Carl and I said, look, I'd like to go to pro with you, under you. He goes, yeah, he's excited, he wants me to go pro under him. And that's what I've been doing. I've been training and stuff like that.
So what will change then, becoming pro? Obviously, it's not just a different name, is it? Being a professional opposed to an amateur. What will change in regards? Because professional, you presume that's what you'll do for a living.
Oh, yeah, it is a living. It's a job foremost.
Yeah.
It is a job. My job is to entertain. See, I'll be approaching it a bit different. You know what I mean? Like my job is to entertain people, and I can box. I can box and I can fight. Foremost, everyone.
I think you're a better fighter than you are a boxer.
I was just about to say.
To be honest with you.
Foremost, everyone will say like I can fight.
Yeah.
Like I bring the fight. You know what I mean? But I can box.
Yeah.
And I can go the way. You know what I mean? And I can go all the way as long as I put my mind to it.
Yeah.
Nah. When we're going professional, obviously you're getting paid. There's more stuff to it, and you know what I mean.
Will your training be a bit more intense then? Will you have to
the training's completely different. That's what I've been doing because that's what all I've been doing. I've been training, with just pros, all with the pros throughout it now. That's what I've been doing for the past 2 months now.
How long you train? How many times you train in a week?
So it's Monday and Wednesdays and Fridays, but every day. But obviously that's with all the pros.
You run, don't you?
Yeah, I run. I do fart leg. I do strength conditioning. You know what I mean? I like last week or yesterday. I was sparring. I was sparring a good guy, Kyle Haywood. He's the current Midlands champion in the professional ranks.
Yeah.
He's Southpaw. He's a great lad, a great guy to talk to. You know what I mean? And I was sparring him yesterday. To spar with guys with that caliber. You know what I mean? Is what you need. To get.
Do you feel like you're on point with the pros?
Yeah, I do.
You don't feel above you.
I'm there. Don't get me wrong. There's still a lot of work. Because obviously. It's like starting back off with the amateurs again. Because when you start off with the amateurs, you like I said, it's your schooling. It's where you learn. It's where you gain your experience. You win, lose. You know what to learn from it. With your and that's to get you ready for the pros. And as you're turning pro, that's what you're ready. But obviously, amateurs are like fast paced. Point game, like sort of thing. Sharp with the punches. Boom, 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 boom. Like fast, trying to outstrike him, like point him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pros, it's more like a slower pace, but this is
more
like,
tactical, isn't it?
Yeah, this is where the big boys are. You know what I mean? You can get knocked out in the amateurs, but the ref will try to save you in the amateurs. Like in the pros, like no,
you're on your own sort of thing.
Yeah. But that's what you signed up for. So this Sunday, it will be announced. Under Carl Greaves Promotions. Yeah. I've signed a contract with him, and
how long's that for?
It's 3 years.
3-year contract, is it?
Yeah, 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 years. And
what are your terms on that? Like what do you have to adhere to?
Yeah, I can't tell you obviously.
Oh, right,
no, but like obviously, I've signed under Carl, and like a great man. You know what I mean? He's gonna look after me. You know,
he's got the pedigree there.
Oh yeah, of course he has. He's like the guys that he's got under him already. He's stable. It speaks for itself. Anyway.
I didn't know if there was any sort of things like you had to win so many fights in a year, or you got to train at least 3 times a week, otherwise the contract's void, or anything like that.
No, the contract is I'm with him for 3 years, and basically I'm signed under Calgary's promotions. He's stable. He's my manager, and he will also train me as well. With Adam Ketborough, as well. So
does he still fight?
No, he's retired now.
Yeah,
but
he could kill it.
Yeah, Adam could kill it. You know what I mean? He brings the banter to everything there is.
You look forward to your first pro fight?
Yes, which will be hopefully 11th of December.
Right, okay.
Which is a Newark show.
Is it?
And that's where I'll make my debut.
Against? Do you know?
Well, obviously I won't know yet until closer to the date. Obviously that's when I make my debut, and that's when my next big journey starts.
Have you got sort of like a 12-month plan for yourself? Do you want to get to a certain ranking within?
Well, obviously, come the 11th of December, that'll probably be my only one this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Unless I cut,
you'll be having less fights, though, won't you?
Eh?
You'll be having a lot less fights.
Well, yeah, but obviously, come next year, get me out there. You know what I mean? Get me on every home show what's possible, or closer, or if they ever get one in Lincoln or Leicester or Nottingham.
East Mid sort of.
Yeah, East Midlands, where I can still sell a good amount of tickets. You know what I mean, and get people coming.
Yeah.
And then and then I don't mind if I get a call and say, look, right, we've got in 6 weeks' time. There's one, in Lincoln or Leicester, like I just said. I say, okay, I'll see.
How will the rankings start then? Because obviously, when you start pro, you'll be on rank, won't you?
Yeah, you're on rank until you have a fight, and then it'd be like, you ever watch That Longest Yard, right? And
that in American football.
Yeah, and the caretaker's in there, and they're looking at all the criminals like star thing. More stars you got, is more dangerous, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, you remember? Yeah. Well, caretaker is like got half a star. Basically, he's like, I'm gonna have to stab someone to get my stars.
Talking about that, what do you think about that social system that China's bringing in?
What?
Where there's they're scoring everyone on the social score.
What social score?
Oh mate, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it's something along the lines of you'll be scored on how you socially interact. You'll be fucked. But
what do you mean?
If you do anything wrong, if you get, done for fighting or anything like that.
I've never been arrested for fighting.
No, your face tells different.
Yeah, if people don't know, especially for people who's obviously only can see me through the camera, my face is covered in scars.
Yeah, and
obviously you won't be able, but they do stand out. You know what I mean? Just.
No, but anyway, you're on the social score. And if you don't behave yourself, if you're not a good citizen, they'll stop your money. They'll stop your TVs but.
So what about though is when someone's a changed man, because
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Because not everyone's evil throughout their life.
No, not at all. But there's a lot of fear. I'm just going to find out exactly what it is. So I'm not talking shit. There's a lot of fear among the conspiracy theorists out there that it's coming over here, starting with America.
Oh God, I don't. Well, no, highly doubtful.
Don't you think?
Yeah, but did they even know China's doing this stuff yet?
Yeah, it is. The social credit system is a national credit rating and blacklist being developed by the government of the People's Republic of China. It's happening. This isn't no conspiracy. But it's a theory that it's going to be the global thing.
Nah, I can't see it. Not in the Western countries.
The record system that businesses, individuals and government institutions can be tracked and evaluated for trustworthiness. Seriously, mate. There are multiple different forms of the social credit system being expanded.
I can think of a few people that would fuck over.
Massively.
Evil, you know what I mean?
rule of law and infringes the legal rights of residents and organisations, especially the right to reputation, the right to privacy. So you'll have no privacy if you're a bad person. It's horrible, absolutely horrible. Yeah, China's done a lot recently, haven't they?
Yeah.
In the last couple of years.
COVID, wankers. You know what I mean?
Do you think that was a lab? Do you think it was a lab leak?
Well, yeah, it's got to be, isn't it? Well, obviously, I don't know for sure, but it's got to be.
I don't think anyone does.
You know what I mean? It's just, if it wasn't, it would have been about before, wouldn't it? If it come about natural, like, because what was it? What was it saying? I don't know. It seems so long ago now. A bat, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came from a bat.
I mean, why didn't it come before? If it's come from a bat. You know what I'm saying? Probably was. They probably didn't mean to neither. You know what I mean?
Why is something like that being developed?
Probably left it with a caretaker. It's like, hold this.
But is that theory, isn't it? That it just came from a bat, or it was developed in a lab and then leaked, then put out there?
I don't know. I don't know. Probably not deliberate. Like,
what's the monkeypox, isn't it?
Oh, this. Yeah, but
is that a recent thing? Monkeypox.
Yeah, this like shagging though, isn't it?
Shagging monkeys.
I don't think it's.
I think it's isn't it? What's monkeypox about then? That's a recent thing.
It's a sexual thing. It is a sexual thing, isn't it?
I think it's a gay thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
they're not listening. They don't look dare coming here. Yeah, I think it's a gay thing.
Yeah,
but like AIDS back in the day.
Back in the well, not long ago. There was on about they managed to develop some like vaccine now for HIV. Not like where you can cure it or something, but it could help in the future to cure it. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's still about.
No, yeah, it's still about, but it's like HIV. Because they say once you got it, you got it. Innit?
Yeah, that's it. You can be a carrier, can't you? Of course you can.
Yeah, you're not going to... Like, you can live with it now, but you can't go.
Where did that first come from? That was meant to be animals again, wasn't it? Monkeys again. I'm sure it was shagging monkeys.
Leave monkeys alone.
It's bad shit comes from shagging monkeys.
Just leave them alone. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck do they do?
I'm going to find out about monkeypox. Because I'm sure that's the latest trend. Not trend. The latest sort of monkeypox. Monkeypox. Here we go. A viral disease that can spread between people or between people and certain animals. Yeah, so
it can spread from animals as well.
From humans to animals. I think they did that about COVID, didn't they? They used COVID to dogs. There's things going about dog injections.
Okay.
What a batshit world.
Wow.
Isn't it?
Just wrap all.
Some places, I mean, still people wear masks, isn't they?
That's what I'll do. Huh? No.
Yeah, since COVID, it's really messed a lot of things up.
I can remember like people were properly panicking. I was talking to a neighbour once outside, and obviously at the time my girlfriend was like, she just said she had an argument with our neighbours next door, and I was speaking to the neighbour across the street who was talking about fucking a car, and and we stood next to each other, and the two neighbours next to us like panicked. It was like, oh, I tell him to get away, like he could die and you could pass it over to people, and then they're probably giving some shit and that, and then she was shouts at me. It's like, can't I sort these idiots out? Like, oh, what's going on? Like, but that's how scared people got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm referring to. Like, people got scared at the end of the day.
I don't think it was. It wasn't as bad as what the media made out.
No, of course it wasn't.
It's just that scare.
I mean, people did die.
Of course they did.
Did die, but when you, like you say, when you look at the statistics, like,
people die of the flu, don't they? And that's what it's like. A lot of people saying it's just the flu, and it's like, well, I don't think it's just the flu. It's a bit more.
That bad. Like,
did you have it?
I caught it twice.
Did you?
Yeah.
It fucked me up.
First time I had a mild migraine, if anything, like a headache sort of thing. Second time I didn't feel a fucking thing. It just said I'm positive on that those
The PCRs.
Yeah. And
interesting. The guy that invented the PCR died before COVID hit.
Right. Okay.
Or before they was launched, and there's something around. There's an interview with him saying that they cannot detect COVID-19 or SARS or something like that.
Wow.
So that's another thing. All them tests were like 95% wrong.
Well, I can say it now, but I was like, I've used it a few times to like get out of work for like a couple of days.
Why can you say it now?
Eh?
Why can you say it now?
Because obviously I'm not at that job.
But it's not a good reference, is it?
No, but I mean, fuck this. I'm using this as an excuse. You know what I mean? And you know what I did?
I think everyone did.
Right, yeah, but those natural flow tests, yeah, you got to use the swab, don't you, and then put it in that thing and then drop it on. So I brought, because you need a purple line. Now I was testing it out. I used Red Bull, it comes up like a yellow line. I use like Coca-Cola, comes up like a black line, but you need a purple line. I was thinking, what the fuck can I use? So it's like blackcurrant. I said, don't have blackcurrant. And then like there was a Strongbow dark fruit,
Nice.
dark fruit in the fridge. So I was like, all right, cool. I tried that. Waited, comes up purple line. I was like sick. So I took a photo. I was like, listen, mate, I've got COVID. It's like, oh no way, you joking? I was like, no, look. I guess I'll do another one if you like.
You don't mind this being kept in, no?
Yeah.
Do you want me to take it out?
Fuck it, it'll be alright. It's long gone anyway. But yeah, so I did another one, and yeah, did another one. Look, see, look, told you.
And there's still a thing there. You still get PCRs.
No.
Can you still get COVID?
Not one.
Can you get COVID?
I don't know. I hope not, because they won't believe
That's
next
what
time.
yeah. That's what I mean though. It's like this thing that's ravished the world and has flipped the whole world upside down from your day-to-day basis. 2 years have passed, can you still get it?
I think so. I think it's still about, isn't it? It's just like...
Man, it knocked me off
drops
my
up
feet.
that surprise, motherfucker. That's still it.
Hello!
You know what I'm saying? But,
No, it's a bit... I had 2 weeks, mate, of... it was
some
horrendous.
some people I know who did get it really bad. But I think with me, because I'm super fit and hard as fuck.
I thought I was.
No, I'm joking. But no, I think with me, I was just lucky to get like a little migraine. Like you know what I mean? That's all I got. Like for a couple of days.
So I don't get anything. Touch wood, I don't get a thing. And that wiped me off, mate. I was in bed. I couldn't. I was had to stop going for a piss downstairs halfway, mate, to catch my breath. It was horrible.
No, I know a few people did get it. Well, did say it was thing, but obviously I can't speak on it because I never really got it bad. The people that was around me never really like felt it bad. You know, I did know a few people that was bad on it, but apart from,
do you think the safety precautions are warranted?
I don't know, though, do you? You don't know.
Like people not being able to see their elderly, like parents or whatever in nursing homes, those all shut off and stuff like that, and funerals. No gatherings at funerals. I think it's allowed 6 people, not 7, 6.
Why 6?
That was the rule, wasn't it? It popped up on memories and Facebook.
I don't know. But I can remember I was going to the hospital once, right? Because I had a staph infection, right, behind the back of my ear.
They can be dangerous, can't they?
Yeah. And basically, you can get them in just gyms and stuff like that, or whatever. You just basically it's like a bacteria that's caught on your skin.
I think that can kill you if it wasn't for antibiotics.
Yeah. If you don't get it sorted and stuff like that, and like just you somehow left it to be untreated, then it can get infected and blah blah blah. But I had a staph infection behind the back of my ear, and I went all the way to Kingsmill, and like they only allowed me in the room. Like the other person has to stay outside, which is a pain in the arse because now I'm thinking, you know, I won't like it if I'm the one who's waiting. In fact, my dad, I think he almost chopped off his finger once or something like that. and I had to take him to like Derby, and I just sat in the car because obviously I'm not allowed, and I was sat there for like 6 hours, man.
Really?
And I fucking, at the time, I had a Ford Mondeo at the time. I was like, this car's shit, big car, but I was trying to lay it all the way back to trying to get some sleep. I just couldn't get comfy at all. And then I got that bored. I was looking at the car park, every space, and I just kept moving the car. Like, so I'm parking in a different location, and then another thing, and then I thought, but that's not going to know where I'm at, because I moved. Because they had to reattach his finger, because...
Did they?
Yeah, the donut almost chopped it off from the circular saw that we brought him for Christmas, because he went through a phase thinking he's some carpenter or something, I don't know.
Mad creations.
Yeah. But I was like playing like fucking musical cars.
Wow.
And then I saw my dad walking out, and I was like, I'm not going to say it. And he's like, who the fuck is it?
It's gone.
And I'm like, I mean, you know what I mean?
Can you handle boredom?
Eh?
Can you handle boredom?
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, I think as a child, I grew up not isolated. I'm not a complete loner, but I mean, I grew up, doing where I was just doing my own stuff. Like, again, like you catch me, like I'm speaking as a young child, you catch me like playing by myself or stuff like that. Or same at school when I used to go skiving, I skived by myself.
On your own.
On my own.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck this lesson, you know what I mean? But that's the attitude I had back then, you know what I mean? I'd be like, fuck this lesson, and I'd go on a walk. Go on a mad walk for an hour, then come back.
What subjects did you hate? What did you always art?
So it was funny. It was like Thursday, late.
I feel like we should have her face in it.
I know, bless her.
There you are.
It was like Thursday, late period.
Watch your eyes don't start moving. It's haunted, this pub.
Don't say that.
It is.
What, really?
Yeah, 100% mate.
Nah, man. I don't believe in ghosts.
Don't you? Not at all. Not one bit.
I'm not religious neither.
What's that got to do with ghosts?
No, because obviously people, if you, I can't understand people. It's like if you don't believe in ghosts and they go, I believe in ghosts, but I don't believe in God. Well, then how are you believing in ghosts? Because ain't that supposed to be like some person trapped, not going to like the afterworld or whatever? I don't know, some crap.
Yeah.
But I think anyone who believes in ghosts or got a potential to believe like in faith or stuff like that, if they're that drastic to believe in it. Because I don't give a fuck.
Just leave it there.
No, literally, I don't give a fuck if some ghost come to me.
Thanks for coming, Connor.
No, I don't give a fuck if what anyone says. I don't believe you that you're seeing a ghost. I just don't. But it's hard to say that to trying to convince someone that whatever experience that they may had, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to convince them of your experience, and that's the same thing with anything else. So I don't take the piss. I don't I won't say. I won't turn around and say, right, I don't believe you, prove it or stuff like that. But okay. But I'm still gonna walk away not believing.
Why don't you believe? Why don't you think?
I just,
could that be lack of knowledge on the subject?
it's not the case of lack of knowledge, because obviously, okay, it's not like I'm going to sit down and start researching about ghosts and stuff like that. But there's been no proven evidence. No proven evidence.
What is evidence out to you?
Well, evidence is
To you though, what is evidence? If I say, right, I've got some evidence that a ghost exists, what would you like to see?
it'd be the obvious one. So it'd be
I haven't.
No, but I don't know. But I say it'd be the obvious one: video and photograph evidence, and then accountability, witness, and
So
stuff.
that's obviously seen with your eyes.
Of course it is, because they can't just tell me. If they're coming to tell me about it, that means they're telling me about something they experienced where I wasn't.
So what about the 3G, 4G, 5G and Wi-Fi in here and there that you can't see? But it's definitely there. I don't think the eyes are a good source of... I'm not trying to trip you up on anything.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. It's just... Nah, man.
No, I 100% believe in ghosts. 100%.
It's what it is, isn't it? I don't know, mate. It was just... I mean, you can leave me in a big house that's been abandoned or something, and I'm not gonna, if anything, I'm going to be bothered about
Rats.
Rats trying to hump the shit out of the leg or some shit. You know what I mean?
Don't you think there's more to life than just this 80
No.
years we get?
No.
No, what about
I
your
don't believe-
soul
no.
and stuff like that?
No. Don't get me wrong, I like the idea.
Mhm.
I do. I do like
I think
that.
a lot of people believe in ghosts just on that. They've lost somebody that, dear and close to them. They want.
And they like the idea
A
that
bit
the
of
presence
comfort.
is still there and like they're being watched or stuff like that. I know that. But
So if you saw something down the road, a figure just disappear or
if I
something,
saw like a man-shaped figure, walking down the road,
especially at this height,
right? Oh yeah, you know what I mean. But if I saw one, and
will you try and convince yourself though? Are you that much disbelief that you're trying to convince yourself it wasn't?
I
It's
won't
got to be
convince
something.
myself, I'll be like, well, there's a man who just walked past.
That's what I mean.
But it will be a man, not a ghost.
Yeah, what happens if you saw a ghostly figure at the end of?
But I wouldn't see a ghostly figure, I'd see a man.
But if you did,
So hypothetically,
you saw something
And then
in the
if-
arcade.
right? Okay.
You're walking down there, you're at this end, the other end of the arcade, you see something float and then disappear. Would you be like, that's got to be something explainable?
No, if I saw something like that, I'd be like, well, that was weird. You know what I mean?
No, I think it's too much.
I'd be like, allow it, bro. I'm too young for this shit.
No, I think there's too much energy, mate. I think the soul and the energy inside you, I don't think energy stops. What energy stops?
I don't know, man.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
And like your consciousness as well.
I suppose, look, I'm an atheist. Well, I'm not even an atheist because I'm not nothing to be with a label on it. I'm just a human being that I don't
think religion got anything to do with ghosts.
No, but I'm saying, like, when it comes to like topics with like religion as well, like I don't believe in God and stuff like that. I don't believe in ghosts because when you are going to talk to most people, and a majority of people, about ghosts, they're going to say the same thing when you ask them about God. Did you see him?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Did you see that ghost? Did God speak to you? Did that ghost speak to you or say something? I don't know what fucking ghost is supposed to do.
But how frustrating would it be for you if you saw a ghost and then you're saying to me, Steve, I saw this ghost, it was 100% them. I'm like, no it wasn't. No it wasn't, mate. You're talking shit. It's like...
No,
Do you know what I mean?
you're saying. I know what you're saying.
But just like
I'm one of
UFOs
those-
and aliens, all these sightings and all these stories, if one of them's true, just one, out of the millions and millions of sightings and stories, that'll blow up history.
Nah. Now, right. So, aliens, yeah? You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's go.
Fucking E.T., yeah? Nah. The way I look at that, same again, I am going to bring up religion again because it gets
Now
brought
there's
up.
a link. Now there's a link, mate.
Right, so they're gonna get brought up, right? So
Oh, the title of this: boxing, religion,
I
ghosts,
know, it's
UFO,
just fucking
COVID, monkeypox. Don't fuck monkeys again, just in case.
No, just please stop it.
But anyway, religion. Please stop.
Just wear a condom. You know what I mean?
Religion and aliens.
It's like,
Where's the link?
so just before going, so this is how I see it. Now, when people mention about God and stuff like that, I see as a God, Bible, Quran, whatever, all the religions is a man-made thing to control the masses by emperors, rulers, and stuff like that. In those time periods, because it's easy to follow a religion, a cult, a faith, to keep an order. Like the Ten Commandments, it's like, okay, you follow those 10 commandments. I shall not steal, I shall not kill, and stuff like that. But then gradually over time, even like the Bible or Christianity, over time things got added, changed, stuff like that, whatever fit narrative, the agenda of that time. Now listen, before people get on to me, I don't see nothing wrong with a religion, because I think when people follow a faith and they mean good by it, I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, Buddha, or whatever, like, and you're good by your faith, and that keeps you in track, and that keeps you that makes you to have a happy life, then by all means be happy. You keep being you. You know what I mean? More respect to you. I won't come around and say bullshit, like because I don't believe in your God or any other God. I ain't gonna come and disrespect you.
What would you do?
Not the type of person.
Your time. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but that being said, because there is no evidence, I don't care what anyone says. There is no evidence of
But
God.
again, that's the same question. What is evidence? Because evidence to you is different to me.
Right. Okay, I understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying is,
I think it's the first time I've had a debate on the podcast.
but what I'm saying is, when it comes to religion and stuff like that, because it's touchy. It is touchy to people.
Yeah.
Because they say, you know, God come to them speaking, or the bad a sign or something, right? And
The crisp packet at the funeral.
yeah, right. Walkers.
Yeah.
And it made me go on a walk, and I went on a walk, and I ended up meeting this girl, and seeing God made me marry this girl, and now I'm happy. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand where it comes from. I'm not debunking whatever people want to believe. If that's what you want to believe, you believe it. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to aliens, right? Now I'm not saying. I'm saying there is evidence. Alright? You want to know where the evidence that there is aliens?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm about to say?
It could be, but there's millions of bits of so-called
Alright,
evidence.
so evidence.
We're talking about alien beings.
Well, I'm talking about other life in the universe,
Yeah.
right? You know where there is evidence?
We're talking microscopic.
Us.
Yeah.
Because we're here.
But we're not aliens.
No, we're not. But we're life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're life, but we're not aliens.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But
Where's the alien evidence then?
us.
But we're not aliens.
No, but you know what I'm saying though. Because what I'm saying is we're here.
Yeah.
We're here. We're not aliens, right? Let's just fucking just get to that.
Right. So the alien evidence. So
But right. So what I'm saying is, other life.
Yeah.
Around like whatever you know, roaming about the universe, doing whatever they're fucking doing.
Just chilling. In the
Just
ship.
chilling.
Keep me rolling.
In the saucer, innit? Gone past Earth a few times, like
Silly bastard. Fucking monkeys.
like fucking blowing each other up and shit. Hey, get hold of this, giving each other fucking COVID, shagging monkeys and that. On about God and that. What are they on about? But no, what I mean is, we're here.
We are.
As life being like other
As a life
organs,
form. Yeah.
as a life forms. Now I think that alone, if life like us, because we're life, and not just us, like everything, just like from fucking dolphins to ants to plants to trees, life. If we're here, I'm pretty sure something like this life can be somewhere else in the universe. And that's what I mean by evidence. You know what I mean? There could be other extra, you know, whatever. Some ET shit going on. A couple blocks, galaxies away, you know what I mean? And that's what I mean. Like, if we're here, pretty sure there could be another fucking planet. It might be rare. Might be one of those where it's 1 in a trillion. But I mean,
All right, let's take that.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know. Let's take that analogy then of evidence.
Oh, we're not fucking aliens. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Making
Alien
me sound
strain.
fucking. I'm gonna have to stop boxing now. You know what I'm saying? I've been.
Few too many blows.
Yeah.
Take that same analogy then and put it into ghosts. So, where do you go when you dream? Where does your consciousness go? In another dimension, another realm, doesn't it?
Oh, no, it's whatever you're thinking of, isn't it?
Yeah, where is that?
What, when you dream?
Yeah.
Whatever thoughts you
So
have,
can
isn't it?
I exist in your dream? Of course I can.
No, of course you can.
That's evidence, isn't it? That's something that's not there in physical
yeah,
form.
But it's only me that's thinking of it. You can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
I can only put the pictures in.
But that's what I'm saying. When you enter that state of dream, I think it's delta wave, is it? I could be wrong, but I think it's a delta wave. Your mind goes through different waves of dream state. So you fall asleep in a certain dream state, and then your mind goes to another wave, and then wakes up, it's another one. I think it's in a deep delta wave. That's where your sleep happens, and that's where your dreams happen. And that's another dimension or another realm of being in your dreams.
No, I don't know, because the only reason I've not answered it, because I've not really thought about it like that.
Have a think, we'll come back for another episode. It's,
no, but the thing is, the way I look at it is like, well, when I go to sleep...
I'm not saying this is right, these are just different theories that I know.
No,
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
Let's link then aliens and God, shall we?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go on then.
Right. What happens if aliens, ancient aliens, were the gods that we worship today? Where does God live?
Right, it proves,
Any God?
Right, yeah, I know what you're saying, but it proves that God ain't real.
Why?
Because it was aliens.
But what happens, alien God, it's just a name for an alien. What does the word God actually mean? I don't know.
Dog backwards.
A higher force, maybe? A higher power?
Yeah. Well, I mean...
But where does God traditionally live? If you're to thank God...
Obviously, in heaven, everyone always looks up, do that fucking cross thing.
Exactly, it's up there. It's up there.
I've got to be careful what I say, because, something major could happen, and I could turn religious in the future.
Why you got to be careful?
Because then basically I'm being a hypocrite.
What, someone's progressed in life? Someone's moved on?
No, I guess so.
That's not really hypocritical. I think that's a strong thing to do.
Yeah.
To admit, look, I thought this before, I've actually changed my opinion now. I don't think many people change their opinion often enough.
No.
To be honest with you. But yeah, there's
a
lot of evidence, mate, and a lot of, like, Sumerian tablets. Again, Sumerians,
What's that?
an ancient race.
Oh, yeah. Right.
The Sumerian tablets.
Is that like the Middle Eastern and stuff like that?
Yeah, in Sumeria. And they've got tablet. Obviously, the old tablets that they used to chisel.
Yes.
There are a lot of inscriptions on that, and there's a really famous one of something like a helicopter shape, and all this different stuff with wings, and it's like angels come from the sky. It's like, why are these things coming from the sky?
From that time period, if they're
and why are these?
It from that
yeah,
time.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like Sumerians know about the solar system. There's a tablet that's got the sun in the middle, a biggest circle, and then it's got 9 planets, 8 planets, whatever there is, going out. And it's like, how did they know that these planets or these things they thought revolved around this thing in the middle? We didn't know that until very late.
Well, to be fair, it's like this flat Earth bullshit.
Yeah, what's about that?
Like, you don't believe in flat Earth, do you? No.
Does it matter?
It doesn't.
What's your thoughts?
The Earth is not definitely 100% not flat.
Okay.
But even back 2,000 years ago, well, even 2,500, nearly 3,000 years ago, we knew the Earth wasn't flat.
How?
Well, there's fucking mountains for a start. It's not even.
Mountains.
It's not even leveled, is it? No, I'm not agreeing with you. But no, it's. They knew it wasn't flat then by the curvature of the Earth. That's what they've got on. But back then. But now, for anyone, and I don't care because I will have a debate with anyone who says the Earth is flat, needs a reality check. Because when we got the technology today to go out into space and turn around and look at the planet and be like, oh, it's round. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't lie. I mean, you can put into the internet and say right Earth, and it'll come up with a fucking blue ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't say these are fake. I mean, the first photos, which I believe was in like 1911 or whatever it was, 1919 maybe, 1922 maybe.
I'm not going to argue with dates with you, mate, because that's your thing.
There was something around that time, but they took a picture, black and white, obviously, of course, and it was like a curvature type thing. You couldn't get the whole thing, but the first ever photo was, I believe, was in the 1960s. I believe, like the colour photo, like this proper famous one, and it's a blue ball, man. You know what I mean? Why is it the moon, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, and all of them are all round and globes, you know what I mean? But the Earth is the only flat one.
They say that's not. They say that. I don't believe.
But you can literally look at the fucking moon.
Do you know what?
I mean?
I love my conspiracies.
I do. I don't mind having a chat with conspiracy about it. But you know when there's sometimes when there's good evidence to have those conspiracies debates and stuff like that, but then sometimes there's like, listen, like when you're talking to like a guy who believes it's flat or whatever, like no, like there's some things you just should just leave when there is evidence.
I don't believe the Earth is flat.
You can't lie. You can't say. You just can't. You just can't. There is evidence, and that's one thing you can say. There is evidence.
Mm-hmm.
There is.
Yeah.
But
I would. You know, of all the conspiracy theories, I would love that one to be correct.
It'd be a bit funny, yeah.
Can you imagine what that would do to society?
I think of a few people to push off the fucking side. But
I can't see it myself. I don't. I mean, if there's any flat earthers that do,
come at me, bro.
I'm behind Connor. If you do believe in flat Earth, I'll be very, very interested to have you on for a little chat.
Fucking.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm glad to come back on a show where if you want two debates, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd do that.
That'd be pretty cool. No, I would like it to be true, because I think that would totally flip society on its head. Can you imagine?
Well, I think society's pretty.
What do you think about the Pentagon admitting UFOs?
UA. What they changed it? Nah, they changed it to.
But conversation's sake, let's just call them UFOs.
Right, they admitted to don't know what these flying objects are, like the Tic Tac.
Which is UFO, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unidentified flying object.
So, just to clarify.
You're not a nutcase.
No, just to clarify. A UFO stands for unidentified flying object, like you just said. So it doesn't necessarily, like, it doesn't mean we're saying it's fucking
aliens. No, it's just unidentified.
Well, obviously the US government have said
they don't have a fucking clue what's flying above their skies.
And a few pilots. This was like 2003, 2004, wasn't it?
More recent than that, I think.
No, but the most popular one.
Yeah, they're going back to that sort of time.
Tic Tac shape.
Yeah.
It looked like a Tic Tac shape.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, imagine that. If it was an alien, imagine that, right? Like, it's got to be super advanced just for the fact to get here, yeah? And they choose a fucking Tic Tac shape. How shit is that? I would have thought they chose something better than that.
You're basing that, though, on
what
shape might they need to get here.
But I'm just thinking, like, you could have made it a lot cooler.
I think the Nazis.
No, but
in World War II.
What, when
there's a lot of scaremongering about UFOs, aren't they?
Well, there was a lot of the fighter jet was first made in World War II, and when the Allies first encountered the
what was the first fighter jet? Do you know?
It was what the Germans made, and it's without the obviously propellers.
Yeah.
So it's like rocket fuel, like sort of jet, pretty much.
Yeah.
And when the Allies first encountered them, obviously they couldn't compete with it because it was too fast.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like that. That's the first time they encountered something like that. So that's a UFO to them because they're like, well, what the fuck is that?
Roswell incident. That was 46, 47, wasn't it? 1947 maybe.
Yeah.
And they put that, didn't they, to German. They thought it was a German flying saucer, or that was one of the theories.
Yeah, well,
do you know anything about flying saucers in World War II?
Well, one of them is saying it's a funny one where they said Hitler, because they say they couldn't find Hitler's body, but the Russians claimed they took the remains.
The Russians did.
The Russians are claiming like they took the remains and basically like destroyed it and blah 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 whatever. But they supposedly took photos and stuff like that. To people, that's a conspiracy. Said that Hitler escaped on like a saucer or some shit to the moon.
Really?
Yeah. Because there's a movie that come out a couple of years ago.
I've not heard that. Hitler escaped death. World War II
yeah.
by jumping
but
in a flying saucer.
This is such fucking stupid people, you know what I mean? But this is like one of...
Is it though?
I mean, you never know, you know what I mean? You never know. Like my man's up there fucking chilling out.
And who said that? Allies?
No, these are just conspiracy theories,
right, okay.
You know, like fucking whatever. You know what I mean? But there was a movie called Iron Sky, something like that. And that's about landing on the moon and then kind of like it's like Germans like set up
really
there,
based on that theory of Hitler going to the moon.
Well, they obviously making it as a funny movie like sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that's what that theory is based off. It's like they're hiding out on the moon and all that shit.
I never thought about Hitler's remains. Do you know where they are or what happened or how did Hitler die?
He shot himself.
Supposedly,
yeah. Because his wife, I don't know if she shot herself or poisoned. But the Russians found the bunker. They said they found his body. And apparently destroyed his remains, or took his bones and stuff. And then, but to prove it, they done a dental check on him.
Right, okay.
They used a dental to confirm it was him, but then reports down the line saying it wasn't him and stuff like that. And then it's just one of them. Like there's other reports saying he managed to get out of the country to go and live in Argentina. There was a few, and that's where majority of them managed to escape, especially the higher SS commanders and stuff like that.
Did they?
Yeah, in Argentina, and obviously they reckon he's done the same thing. But either way, if you look at it now, the chap is dead. You know what I mean? He was born. When was it? 1887, I believe, or 1885, or something like that. So
was he?
Yeah, he'd be dead now.
So he'd be 50, 60 when World War II was happening then?
Yeah.
Really? I thought he was younger than that.
No, and he wasn't a healthy guy either, because he was taking large doses of cocaine.
Yeah, it was
like morphine or whatever it was. No, meth. That's it. Meth. He had syphilis. And I was like, that's because syphilis sends people nuts, doesn't it? If you leave that on, because that's what happened with Al Capone, the gangster.
Is it?
Yeah, because he had syphilis, but he was one of them, like he was too embarrassed to get sorted out, and he knew he had it. This is the worst thing about it. He knew he had it, so but he thought it was like embarrassing for him to go and get it checked out, like sort of thing. So he just left it untreated, and if you leave that untreated, it basically affects
your mind.
Well, affects your mind. It's like a parasite controlling your mind, sort of thing.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they just send him a bit stupid down there. And then they think the same thing with like Hitler as well, because he had syphilis or some shit.
There's going to be a conspiracy here linking to World War II. It's it's not a nice one, but it's a theory out there about the mass killing of the Jews.
What theory? Oh, so it never happened?
Or not to anywhere near the extremities as what we're meant to believe of millions. The only concentration camps.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I think people should just leave that one alone.
Yeah, it's interesting for me though. I saw a report about it, and it was like, if you do the maths, I don't know how many people were said were killed in concentration camps, in the gas chambers and stuff, but they worked it out. It's some ridiculous figure, like 60,000 people per day for 3 years consistently needed to be killed to get them figures. And it's like, when you look at it like that, it does.
I mean, look.
And looking at the media, would they? Because all stories come from media, don't they?
I say this: history is written by the fittest. In other words, it's written by the winners, right? And obviously the losers are just. So, is there stories about World War II that's exaggerated? Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
But with the Holocaust, it did happen. It did foremost. Anyone who tries to say it didn't should go and
fuck a monkey.
Go and fuck a monkey, or just go to Poland and just like see for yourself. It's like there wasn't just made for like thing. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The way I see it is, it doesn't matter how many died. It shouldn't have happened, and it shouldn't be a topic of people to use, because it's the same with the genocide of Armenians, I believe, in World War One by the Turkish. You know what I mean? It shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Where thousands, died. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of people died. Not millions. I'm not quite sure on that, but at the end of the day, the Holocaust shouldn't have happened, and it did happen. And it doesn't matter how many died. You should just all look at that. It shouldn't have happened. Slavery. Let's take that back. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, yellow, green, purple, gold, violet. Don't care.
I think slavery's happened though, isn't it, across races?
Yeah.
It's not just black slaves. It's not just whites have been slaves.
But the thing is, that shouldn't have happened.
No, World War II shouldn't have happened.
World
War One should, but it does.
People do they try to dampen like the people. The ones who say it's like, oh, it never happened, or whatever. I find them. They might not be racist. They might just not acknowledged on it. But you know what I mean. It's just.
But you visited the Holocaust Centre?
No, I would like to.
It's only at Tuxford.
Huh?
Tuxford.
I thought the one in Poland.
There's one at Tuxford, a local one.
What do you mean?
Do you know Tuxford?
Yeah, no, I know Tuxford, but what do you mean there's a Holocaust?
There's like a Holocaust museum centre.
Oh, so like with like items. I thought you mean we had like a camp here.
No. No.
That's what I was like thinking.
No,
I was like,
we haven't got a Holocaust camp here. No, I don't know what the link is. Why Tuxford? But they had a lady there not long back, and she was the daughter of somebody that was imprisoned in a concentration camp, and talking about her experience. It's really. I wish I went. I was going to take the kids like.
I didn't know that. I was expecting you to say concentration.
No, say if you're interested in that sort of thing, which I know you are.
No.
It's. Have you ever done? I was working for a bloke today called Nathan Cumberland. He's coming on the podcast. He was part of the Grenadier Guards, like the Queen's Guards.
Yeah. I bet he's busy lately.
Well, he's lost his legs.
I don't know.
That's just my start of story. I
don't know this guy.
No,
Shit.
It was.
Oh no! When I said I bet he's busy lately because obviously with the passing of the Queen.
Yeah. He's a veteran now.
I feel like such a fucking arsehole.
He's a vet now.
Because obviously I don't know.
No, it was in the Grenadier Guards. I was sharing a few stories today. I was like, you've got to come on the podcast, mate. He told me this one story. It was him and this guy. There was at Windsor Castle guarding the Queen in the bearskin hats and whatnot. It was really, really hot. And the guy he was with only passed training 3-4 weeks ago. And there's a table and chairs around the back where they can sit if they're about to pass out, basically, with sunstroke. obviously the hat on and everything like that. This guy started to get a bit wobbly, and
is it what, like claps and stuff like that?
it was about he was getting a bit wobbly with a heat stroke, and Nathan said, "Come on, let's have 2 minutes. We'll sit down the side." The Queen saw that, so she sent the butler out with a jug of lemonade and 2 glasses. And the butler came out. He's like, "The Queen would like to give you some refreshments." And Nathan says, "Thank the Queen next time you see her." He said, "Oh, thank you for yourself. She's up there looking out the window." And he took his hat off. He took his tunic off. He wasn't prepared to address the Queen. And apparently, she was having a right laugh with herself. That's what she does, to catch people off guard, to see them panic and try and get dressed for her and stuff. And she's having a right giggle out the window. But anyway, he's coming on the podcast. What was I saying? What was I saying before? How did I get onto Grenadier Guards?
You mentioned someone's coming on the podcast, which is it?
Yeah, I was working at Nathan's today. Oh, War, wasn't it? Yeah, War, I know where I was. I was working for a guy today, Nathan's coming on the podcast. He's a veteran, lost both his legs in Afghan, I believe, Grenadier Guards, and next week he's going on a battle tour of France.
Okay.
I would love to do one of them.
Yeah.
Love
like
to do
World War II, like
yeah,
sort of, yeah,
World
yeah.
War II, D-Day landings and stuff
the
like
World
that.
War One as well is good, because obviously they still got all like the mortars and artillery.
Yeah, I prefer World War II. I think it's because it's a bit more modern with technology and the Spitfires. I like my aviation.
I mean, World War One. That was like the clash of modern technology.
Well, the pilots used to
and
shoot, didn't they? With handguns,
yeah,
didn't they?
yeah. When they first started off,
Yeah. They had handguns out the cockpit.
You've got to think the Great War in general. That was the first war. Tanks, and that was the first war that the cavalry at the time, the horses on horseback, was just obsolete.
Because the tanks and
because the fact out with machine guns, they just got mowed down.
yeah,
Because beforehand, when you go back like 30, 40 years before that, they had that standard procedure where they stand in lines.
Yeah.
And stuff like that in columns. And, cavalry coming, attacking the flanks or like that. If people saw the cavalry coming, it was like now when you see a tank coming, you run.
Yeah.
Right, but now, you don't need like a line of 400 men. You need a line of like 5 men, fully clipped machine guns, and just mow them down. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that come obsolete. Airplanes, fighter planes, come into use in that war. Not just that, like you got to think like telegraph poles. How quick messages was getting sent back and forth, and gas as well, poisonous gas and stuff like that. So it was like out with the old, in with the new. That war was.
World War One.
So many military tactics that was used to begin with was so.
That was a
outdated.
massive technology leap, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Joe, from
In
sort
about
of
4
like,
years.
Yeah.
What they jumped through from that.
But they send that to another 30 years later to the Second World War.
It's the same.
It's
Submarines was used, and that's probably the first time where it doesn't matter how big the Royal Navy was, because the Royal Navy was just one test.
dominant.
You couldn't compete.
No.
You know what I mean? You just couldn't.
No.
Don't give. Like the Germans tried, but we just like yeah. But when they brought in the submarines, it's like it doesn't matter how big you or dangerous or how big your guns are. We've got a boat here that can go on the water.
Yeah.
Just, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's why I think World War II is a bit better for me. I like the technology.
yeah, no, I get that. I just don't neglect. What I say to people, don't neglect. Well, no one does anyway. Obviously, you don't. I know you don't. But to understand World War II, you got to understand. World
That's the
War
backstory,
One.
isn't it?
Exactly.
For all the technology, that's where it started.
Yeah. And that's the same with life, isn't it? If you think about it.
Yeah.
The reason I'm here now is because of whatever I've been going through. And
Or it's because you're my friend and I say fancy coming on for a chat.
yeah, or that. You know what I mean?
It could be God.
And it could be God.
It could be
It
God.
could be that ghost prompted me to get out of the house just in case a monkey shows up and I get like infected. You know what I'm saying?
Do you believe in fate? Let's wrap it up after this one. Do you believe in fate?
Define it.
An example. An example of fate would be your shoelace comes undone walking down the road. You stop, do it up, get to your car, off on your way. Car comes out. If you was 10 seconds earlier, you would have been toast. But you stopped to tie your lace. A good example of that would be the film's Final Destination. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like you cannot avoid this fate. You cannot avoid death.
I don't like the concept of that my life is already mapped out.
Don't you think your life's written?
I don't like the idea of that.
Right, okay. Two different things.
Right, I'm not saying it is what it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the idea of that because that means, I don't have control of my life.
Mm-hmm.
The past couple of months, my life has changed like that, and as a man, I've changed as much as I can possibly can in such a short time, and I think the best thing with me is on how calm I became on dealing with problems.
Uncalm subjects.
Yeah, and like, if I go back to even a year ago, and let's say I went through what I went through for the past 3 months, I want to be calm. And I think that's just a testimony of myself. So what I'm saying is with fate, like, I'm single, right? I'm a father, I'm single, I've got my own house, I go to work, pay my bills, I'm looking at my future. I've got a promising boxing career ahead of me, and maybe going through a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have gone through, the past couple of months. Maybe that could be fate. Why I'm here, you know what I mean? I'm not in a relationship right now. I'm not seeing anyone, and if I was seeing anyone, I wouldn't say out. Because I wouldn't. Because at the end of the day, what I've learned is I'm a very private man now. Because
best way to be, mate.
I just think when you live in the environment we do, and where rumours and gossips and stuff like that, negativity and lies can be told.
Yeah.
Or even a bit of truth can get exaggerated. I think it's just best to be private. As much as
100%.
Honestly, and that's what I was saying. Like, I'm not in a relationship. I'm not seeing anyone. Alright, I'm not. But cause like at the end of the day, I'm not ready for that stuff.
Yeah.
But if I were, I would be saying that now. Like I wouldn't admit it anyway.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell you. And it's the same, like, obviously with boxing. Now I've got a big announcement on Sunday, which is the 18th of Sunday.
Yep.
The 18th. Stuff like that. That's, I can't keep private because obviously that's supposed to help my career.
Do you think it was
faith?
Not faith. Fate.
Fate. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's because I'm banging on about fucking faith again, aren't I? But with fate, I really do not like the idea that my life is planned out, because I want everything to happen naturally, like I decided to. But it could be. So I'm not saying I am open to the idea. I'm not saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe in fate.
Yeah. I can't disagree by what I've just said. I can't disagree with you.
No.
It's like if I met a girl, right? Sorry. If I met a girl and everything I've gone through, and I never approached her. I wasn't looking for a relationship. She wasn't looking for a relationship. We just started talking, but we only started talking because we happened to be single.
Okay, you go on a date.
You know what I mean?
You go on a date. She goes on a date. Well, you both come here, right? what should we call it? Emily. Emily comes here, Connor comes here, both on dates. Connor gets stood up, Emily gets stood up. Is that fate that you're both in there at the same time, both stood up on dates, together, left on you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, is a fate. And then you get together, you blossom a relationship. That's your life partner then. You blossom this life. But is that fate that you was both? Would you like to think it was fate?
when you're saying it that way, and you're...
What about Kelly that stood you up? She was a lot fitter than Emily.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I get what you're saying, but when you're making it that obvious, where you can say that's fate, right? But I think with me, because I'll tell you now, I'm a sloppy bastard. I can be. Man can be bare cheesy, you know. But it's like, I don't know. I really don't want it to be fate, but I won't disagree with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't like the idea that my life is...
Okay, so you don't like the idea, but you're open to the idea that your life could be planned out.
Yeah, it's like I say, if I was talking to someone, I wouldn't like that. I'm not interested in a relationship with her like that, so I won't go seeking for a relationship. But if if a female talks to me, because I don't want a relationship, doesn't mean I'm not going to ignore it. I'll be polite and talk back. Who knows? We could hit it off on a conversation and start talking about fucking hair dyes, or going on bike rides, or let's go walk down a river, or whatever. Get some food at KFC or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's natural. It happened to me. It happened like that.
Yeah.
But when it does say fate, it only happened because I happened to be single.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, is that fate?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that fate? But if it is, so you're not denying fate?
No, I'm not. But I just don't like the idea.
Okay, that's fine. Forget what you like and what you don't like. Yeah. You're not disagreeing with fate.
You know what I'm saying.
So who controls this fate, if anyone? Where does this fate come from?
Fucking dare say.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, where or how is this fate controlled? Who says that woman and that guy's going to be there at the same time? I don't know.
I see what you've done now.
What? I don't have a clue what I've done.
I know what you've done now.
What?
So if there's fate, who's controlling the fate?
Yeah, that's the question.
There's
if you're not denying it,
there,
I don't know.
There's something there.
What's your thoughts on...
I don't believe in fate.
You don't believe in fate now. 30 seconds.
No, but the thing is, it's like... I just don't like the idea of it. But, like I say, things happen for a reason. But saying stuff like that...
Yeah. Everything happens for a reason, mate. It's like, where did they come from?
I don't know, mate. But, like I say, I do... It's probably one thing I won't disagree with.
No.
But you watch now, you get women messaging me.
Yeah.
Ask me for bike rides.
Shall I flash your number up? Everyone wants to bike ride the Connor.
Fate, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is fate. Yeah. So your future bike riding down the river partner could be watching this now. Never heard of us before, never seen us, just happens to appear in her feed. She thinks, oh, he looks a bit of a fucker. I'll click on him. Oh wow, I want to go bike ride with this lad. That would be fate.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
Let's just hope the ghost don't trip her up.
No. Right, I think we'll wrap it up there now. That's quite a short one for us. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming on, mate, giving your time.
It's quite short. I'm not impressed with that.
You come back on, mate, usually, for a World War II one or something.
Usually we've got like fucking 3 more hours, you know what I mean? But no, it's a good talk. Well, just with the boxing, big announcement on the 18th.
We shall be gone.
Obviously you all know by this point, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to everyone from Newark, because obviously you just basically have me having a conversation about everything.
That's all it is, yeah.
And that's what it is. And I'm just like anyone else. I can have a conversation.
That's why I think these podcasts are nice for people like yourself in the public. So I know you're not famous or anything, but I mean, just walking from the car to here,
Yeah.
It's like, Connor, there's a pitbull. Why do they call you pitbull? Like, going on like that. And it's like, I know you're not famous worldwide. It's like Adam Holland that came on, but in your circles, you're a name.
Yeah.
And I don't think people get to see that name as much as social media and stuff. You know, it's just short reels, isn't it? 5 seconds.
Well, this is the thing.
It's nice to see Connor, not the pitbull, just Connor.
Don't get me wrong, it's nice. And I tell you what it is. You know, like when I went to Lincoln not long ago, a couple of months ago or something, and I was with someone and I was walking down, and he's like, Pitbull, Connor, you're going. I look, I didn't even know who the guy was. I goes, you alright, mate? He goes, yeah, you're right. Oh, when's your next fight? Blah blah blah. This is obviously, I know it's Lincoln. It's not far away, but it's like I didn't even know who the guy was. I went to Nottingham. I saw like a few people who asked me about boxing. I went to fucking Stevenage, right, a couple of years ago, and like there's a person there that knew me. You know what I mean? I was at the train station.
I've been recognised a few times from your podcast with you.
Yeah.
I was like, are you Steve? Does someone came and was like, might be a weird question this. So I was like, fucking, what's coming out?
I'm speaking to someone the other day, and I was on about it, like a lot of people do know me from what I do and stuff like that, and it's nice. But sometimes, is it like because I'm not famous? I'm just a well-known person, and hopefully everyone has a very nice thing to say about me. But sometimes it can be a bad thing because if you have something that goes wrong in your life or some negativity, then it's like a wildfire. You know what I mean? It goes like that, and then you don't get your chance to explain and stuff like that.
That's why I think it's nice people like yourselves to come on the podcast. It gets us
I know, and literally just talk about anything and everything.
That's what I mean.
It's just like, look, we just had laughs and jokes.
Yeah, I mean, we did the first podcast, didn't we? And that covered
well,
boxing.
yeah, because
it was like an hour
that
and
was
15 minutes
to know
of boxing.
me, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, before we come on today, it's like, like you said, like I said, like, people don't need to know that. They already know me anyway. Like, they didn't need to know it last time, to be fair.
Yeah.
They already knew.
Yeah.
But it was just setting it up,
yeah, exactly.
the narrative.
Exactly.
And
I think it gives people a chance to come
by
into your life a
episode
bit.
15, we'll be talking about fishes, giving out some sex fires.
I think we're on 15 now, mate.
Because you know what I mean?
Goodness.
No, I mean episode 15 with me. 15
Right, yeah.
more episodes.
15 more episodes with Connor.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Don't be doing that thing. But no, I won't say this yet.
I'm crossing with him, you all know him. That don't make sense, does it?
Pagan. Honestly. You know what I mean? But big announcement. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to everyone with all the support. The best thing I've learned in my last season in the amateur, especially on the Isham, is be nice to everyone on the way up because you meet them again on the way down. And
That's nice. That's a little nugget. I might snip that one out.
yeah, be nice to everyone on the way up because you meet them again on the way down, and that is fucking true. And I'll tell you why, because the past couple of months has been a bit tough.
Mm-hmm.
And the unexpected surprise that I had help from loads of people where I thought I was isolated. Doesn't matter how well I've done here or there or how many people know me, I thought I was isolated. And the hope and support and the unexpected people that I met and people that, you know,
Reached out.
people that I, you know, newly met, and, you know, and I always hold them cherish and love and stuff like that. And you know, people from fucking 10 years ago, because I've always stayed true and kind and stuff like that, and they repay me just like that. So always be nice to people on the way up, because you will meet them again on the way down. Nothing's temporary. You don't stay up temporary. You don't stay down temporary either.
Permanent.
Like, you know what I mean? You don't always, like, life is like that, and you take it how it comes. So keep your head up. You could be down right now, but 6 months down the line, you'd be doing great. You'd be doing great right now, and 6 months down the line, something tragic happens. It's just how you deal with it. But just be nice to people on the way up.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to be nice, does it?
And then, you know, there's going to be people you're going to disagree with. There's going to be people that you can't forgive. There's going to be people that doing you wrong and stuff like that. So be it. Cut them out your life.
That's it.
That's all you have to do. And with that being said, being nice on the way up, because you meet them again on the way down. I'm hoping I've had enough positive impact, influence, kindness that I projected out on people from birth all the way to now, that they'll all be wanting to come and support me, you know, in my professional debut that will be on the 11th of December. There'll be a big announcement. I will appreciate all the support, the shares, the love, the journey with me, because that's what it will be. And honestly,
obviously we'll drop all your social media down below, mate,
and
to give Connor a follow.
I think the best feedback that I've had from people was on how much I've just changed in a person altogether. You know what I mean? I'm a lot.
You always
calm.
change. People that I had.
I'm not the same man as I was like 3-4 months ago.
No,
I can still have my mannerisms, still have my little traits. I can still have my little tics and my pros and cons and stuff like that. But you know,
I had a heated argument with a family member quite a while ago now, and they was like, "You've changed so much." You haven't. Where's the problem? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes
everyone should change.
People could say you've changed. Well,
yeah, I've evolved. I've got better.
You changed with me. I might have changed into something that you don't even like.
Exactly.
And you've changed into something that.
But don't be that same 18-year-old.
You might have changed into someone that don't like that person anymore, and now you're blaming the person for it. You know what I mean?
That's a bit of a downer, isn't it, to finish it? But
apart from that, stay the fuck away from monkeys. Honestly, I'm sick of it. So I don't want none of this shit.
What would make me really happy, those guys, is if you can find Connor's Instagram and spam him with flat Earth theories, please. That would be amazing.
Connor. You know what?
I'll put the link in down below.
I'll probably just get spammed.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you again, Connor.
Ta-da.